hour of 11 a.m. having arrived, the House will come to order. Members, please take your seats. Sergeants at arms, please close the doors of the House. Prayer today will be offered by our colleague, Representative Mirsky. Immediately after prayer, we will recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Members and guests, please rise as able.
Let us pray. Eternal God, our Creator, before the work of this session day begins, we will be still in your presence and receive the invocation of your Spirit. May the words of our mouths and the meditations of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, cleansed by your forgiving love, made stronger by your Spirit, and becoming wise with your wisdom, we will face the tasks committed to our care this day. These are times which call for greater courage, higher wisdom, broader sympathy, and deeper faith. May they increasingly become ours as we wait upon you. In all our decisions and in all our doing, may we keep our hearts confident, our spirits courageous, our minds clear, and our hands clean. Together, may we move forward to a greater day for all of our citizens in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We ask this in your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States.
Sergeant at Arms will open the doors of the House. Members and guests, please take your seats. Without objection, the approval of the Journal from Tuesday, January 28, 2025 will be postponed until printed. Colleagues, if you can take your seats so we can acknowledge our guests, the House will come to order. Colleagues, please take your seats. If you're having conversations, if you could just take them off the floor so we can acknowledge our guests. This morning, our colleague, who's always so close to home in Cumberland County, Representative Delosier, has some special guests joining us at the Capitol. We are excited to welcome a guest page, Lillian Tomaselli, who's a student at Cedar Cliff High School. Lillian, welcome to the floor of the House. It's the chair's honor. Colleagues, please take your seats. The chair thanks the colleagues. The guests cannot hear anything when we talk. We might not notice that all the time at our desk, so excited to be at work. Our chief clerk and I are thrilled to have seated to the left of the speaker's rostrum the Pennsylvania House Fellowship and House Archives interns who will be here for the spring semester of 2025. This program is sponsored by the House of Representatives through the Bipartisan Management Committee and the Office of the Chief Clerk. There are 5 students here this spring semester, and we will look forward to seeing them all semester on committee. We have Aaron G. Please stand when I say your name, and we're going to applaud for you all at the end. Aaron is a student at Elizabethtown College and will be working with the Game and Fisheries Committee. Allison Harris is a student at Virginia State who's working with the Judiciary Committee. Zachary Rusnick is a student from Penn State working on Aging and Older Adult Services Committee. Teresa White is a student at Villanova University who is assigned to the Leader's Office. Elsa Elsa Woodrick is a student at Elizabethtown College working on the Health Committee. Patricia Gator is a student from Shippensburg who is working in the House Archives internship. Students, thank you all for being here this semester. We look forward to working with all of you. Our colleague that serves York County, Representative Hill Evans, has two special guests that are in the gallery. This morning, we are excited to welcome Dr. Constance Craig Mason, the CEO of the Concierge Financial Advisory Company in York, along with her husband, Anthony Mason, who's the Director of Community Events for the Concierge Financial Advisory. They're visiting the Capitol today. Welcome to the floor of the House. Our colleagues that serve Cumberland County, Representatives Gleim, Kutz, and Delosier, have guests in the gallery. Those guests have gone to the Senate. We will come back to them at a later moment this morning. Representative Serrato, who serves Montgomery County, has a special guest here. Jacob Bamford is an intern in her legislative district office. Jacob is a student at Montgomery County Community College studying liberal studies. Welcome to the floor, Jacob. So glad to have you. Are there requests for leaves of absence? The chair recognizes the majority whip, who indicates there are none. Chair recognizes the minority whip, who indicates there are none. The chair is about to take the master roll call. Members can proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote. 202 members having voted on the master roll call. A quorum is present. The chair is in receipt of letters from the following standing committees indicating that they've organized and are ready to do the business of the House: Aging and Older Adult Services Committee, Children and Youth Committee, Commerce Committee, Finance Committee, Game and Fisheries Committee, Gaming Oversight Committee, Housing and Community Development Committee, Insurance Committee, Liquor Control Committee, Professional Licensure Committee, Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness Committee, Local Government Committee. The chair is in receipt of the following reports, which the clerk will now read.
Annual report pursuant to Act 24 of 1989 from the Pennsylvania Insurance Department regarding the annual report of the status of the Catastrophic Loss Benefits Continuation Fund.
The chair is in receipt of a report from the Committee on Committees, which the clerk will now read.
January 29, 2025. Resolved that Joe Hogan resigns as a member of the Environmental and Natural Resources Protection Committee. Lee James is elected as a member of the Environmental and Natural Resources Protection Committee. Respectfully submitted, Tina Pickett, Chair, Committee on Committees.
The chair is in receipt. The chair recognizes Representative Frankel, Chair of the Committee on Health, who reports the following bills. House Bill 27, reported as committed. Will the House agree to the bill it's agreed to? House Bill 33, reported as amended. Will the House agree to the bill it's agreed to? The chair recognizes Representative Frankel, Chair of the Committee on Health, who reports the following resolutions. H.R. 8, reported as committed. Will the House agree to the report it's agreed to? H.R. 11, reported as committed. Will the House agree to the report it's agreed to? H.R. 16, reported as committed. Will the House agree the report is agreed to? The chair recognizes Representative Warren, Chair of the Committee on Insurance, who reports the following bills. House Bill 111, reported as committee. Will the House agree to the bill? It's agreed to. House Bill 211, reported as committee. Will the House agree to the bill? It's agreed to. House Bill 261, reported as committed. Will the House agree to the bill? It's agreed to. Chair recognizes Representative Burns, Chair of the Committee on Professional Licensure, who reports the following bill. House Bill 309, reported as amended. Will the House agree to the bill? It is agreed to. Chair recognizes the gentleman from Beaver, Representative Matsey, for a caucus announcement.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Democrats will caucus at 11:30. We plan to return to the floor at noon. Again, Democrats will caucus at 11:30. Plan to return to the floor at noon. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The chair thanks the gentleman. The chair recognizes the gentlelady from Philadelphia, Representative White, for a caucus announcement.
All right, Republicans, Madam Speaker, will caucus at 11:30 as well and be prepared to return to the floor at noon. Thank you.
Chair thanks the gentlelady. The chair referred the following bills, which the clerk will now read.
Referrals, January 28, 2025. House Bill 372, Aging and Older Adult Services. House Bill 389, Appropriations. House Resolution 41, Children and Youth. House Resolution 29, Communications and Technology. House Bill 386, House Resolution 34, Consumer Protection, Technology and Utilities. House Bill 370, House Bill 381, House Bill 387, House Bill 391, House Bill 396, House Resolution 38, all to education. House Bill 390, House Bill 394 to finance. House Bill 400, House Bill 401, Games and Fisheries. House Bill 395, House Resolution 31, House Resolution 33, House Resolution 40, all those to health. House Bill 399, Human Services. House Bill 392, House Bill 397 to insurance. House Resolution 32, House Resolution 42, Intergovernmental Affairs and Operations. House Bill 373, House Bill 376, House Bill 377, House Bill 378, House Bill 383, House Bill 384, House Bill 385, House Resolution 36, all those to Judiciary. House Bill 371, House Bill 382, Labor and Industry. House Bill 380, Liquor Control. House Bill 375, House Bill 388, House Bill 393, all to local government. House Bill 374 and House Resolution 30 to state government. House Resolution 35, Tourism, Recreation, Economic Development. House Bill 379, House Bill 398, House Bill 402, those three to transportation. And House Resolution 37, Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness.
The House will stand in recess until 12 noon unless sooner recalled by the Speaker.
I repeat, recess for the House has been extended until 12:15.
House will come to order. Chair recognizes Representative Dawkins, Chair of the Committee on Labor and Industry, who reports the following bill. House Bill 274, reported as amended. Will the House agree the bill is agreed to? The chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Resolution 9, printer's number 0098, on page 2 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution designating the month of January 2025 as School Director Recognition Month in Pennsylvania, introduced by Representative Joe Cerisi.
Will the House agree to the resolution? The chair recognizes the gentleman from Montgomery County, the Chair of Communications and Technology. The House will come to order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just want to take a minute for this resolution. I know we have a 3-minute rule now on resolutions. I'm glad I'm the first one that gets to come under that. I just want to say how important it is for each member of this chamber to remember the 4,500 volunteers we have across the Commonwealth who every day work for our community and our children to make sure they have everything they need. And even when we don't agree with them, even though we may take issue with them, they are there on the front lines to make sure our students have what they need. And this resolution asks us to recognize that. So when you go home this week, contact your school boards, contact your superintendents, thank them for their service, make sure the community knows what they mean to us, and always know that a school board member is a volunteer. And the members in this chamber, I know there's probably like 10 or 12 of us that served on school boards also and know what commitment it is. So thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
The chair thanks the gentleman. Those in favor of the resolution will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 199, the nays are 3. The resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes the Majority Leader, who calls up House Resolution 26, printer's number 0273, on page 2 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the resolution.
A resolution designating January 23rd, 2025 as Maternal Health Awareness Day in Pennsylvania to recognize all the women who die from complications of pregnancy or childbirth, introduced by Representative Morgan Cephas.
Chair thanks the gentleman. The House will come to order. The chair recognizes the maker of the resolution, the gentlelady from Philadelphia, Representative Cephas.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's an honor today to speak before you about House Resolution 26, which designates January 23, 2025 as Maternal Health Awareness Day in Pennsylvania. This resolution is an acknowledgement of our collective work in this body and a call to action to address the maternal health crisis that continues to impact families across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Acknowledging this day is an opportunity to educate the public, policymakers, and healthcare providers on solutions that we can take forth that will move the needle on this issue. This year's theme, What's at Stake, challenges us to reflect on the risks we face if we do not act with urgency to address this crisis. As we know, Pennsylvania faces an alarming maternal mortality rate of 82 deaths per 100,000 live births, with more than 93% of maternal deaths in our state being preventable. We also have a maternal morbidity rate where we saw a 40% increase in rates between 2016 to 2020. Lastly, the March of Dimes reports that 7.5% of counties across Pennsylvania are considered maternity care deserts. And beyond these numbers, each loss represents a family forever changed, a community impacted, and a call to action that we must meet. Over this past year, we've made strides in this chamber. We've passed legislation to extend Medicaid coverage for doulas, to help families access postpartum care. We've invested $30 million in state funding for maternal health programs, and we supported the creation of a Pennsylvania Doula Advisory Commission and launched an office to specifically focus on maternal health. This day reminds us that our progress is not enough. We must remain vigilant and continue building on this momentum. So I ask for your affirmative vote for House Resolution 26, designating January 23, 2025 as Maternal Health Awareness Day, and join our Black Maternal Health Caucus on moving the needle to tackle maternal mortality and maternal morbidity. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Chair thanks the maker of the resolution. Those in favor of the resolution will be voting aye. Those opposed will be voting no. Members will proceed to vote. Have all the members voted? Have all the members voted? Clerk will record the vote on the resolution. The ayes are 197, the nays are 5. The resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 190, printers number 0318 on page 1 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill creates an eating disorders task force within the Pennsylvania Department of Education.
Well, the House agreed the bill is agreed to. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 201, printers number 0255 on page 2 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill allows IUS to own instructional space and use facilities they already have for instructional purposes.
The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 291, printers number 0226 on page 2 of today's House calendar. The clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill amends Title 75 to provide additional parking regulations.
Well, the House agreed the bill is agreed to. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 324, printers number 0272 on page 1 of today's House calendar. The clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill eliminates prohibitions and limitations for certified poultry technicians.
Well, the House agreed the bill is agreed to. The chair recognizes the majority leader who calls up House Bill 201, printers number 0255 on page 2 of today's House calendar. Clerk will read a summary of the bill.
This bill allows IUS to own instructional space and use facilities they already have for instructional purposes.
Well, the House agreed the bill is agreed to. The House will come to order. Colleagues, our special guests have arrived from the Hall of the Senate. This afternoon, our colleagues that serve Cumberland County, Representatives Kutz, Gleim, and Delosier, have the winners of the 2024 PIAA AAA State Championship. Please welcome the Cumberland Valley boys soccer team, who made history by winning the championship last year. Congratulations, Cumberland County. Please stand and welcome to the floor of the House. The chair made the following committee appointments, which the clerk will now read.
Aging and Older Adult Services Committee, Representative Bridget Kozarowski is appointed Secretary. Representative Darisha Parker is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Care and Services. Representative Jessica Benham is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Programs and Benefits. Agricultural Rural Affairs Committee, Representative Emily Kincaid is appointed Vice Chair. Representative Christina Sappi is appointed Secretary. Appropriations Committee, Representative Kyle Mullins is appointed Vice Chair. Representative Regina Young is appointed Secretary. Representative Arian Abney is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Health and Human Services. Representative Ben Waxman is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Criminal Justice. Representative Manny Guzman is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Economic and Impact and Infrastructure. Representative Joe Webster is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Education. Representative Ben Sanchez is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Fiscal Policy. Representative Steve Malagari is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Government and Financial Oversight. Children and Youth Committee, Representative Liz Hambidge is appointed Vice Chair. Representative Rick Krajewski is appointed Secretary. Commerce Committee, Representative Darisha Parker is appointed Secretary. Representative Malcolm Kenyatta is appointed the Chair of the Subcommittee on Financial Services and Banking. Representative Morgan Cephas is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Housing Finance. Representative Johanny Cepeda Freites is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Economic Development. Representative Chris Rabb is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Local Business. Representative Chris Paelli is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Automation and Technology. Consumer Protection Technology Utilities Committee. Representative Mandy Steele is appointed Secretary. Representative Pat Gallagher is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Utilities. Representative Lisa Borowski is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Consumer Protection. Representative Steve Malagari is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Technology. Education Committee, Representative Paul Frail is appointed Secretary. Representative Arian Abney is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Career and Technical Education. Representative Mary Isaacson is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Higher Education. Representative Gina Curry is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Basic Education. Representative Paul Takak is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Special Education. Energy Committee, Representative Mandy Steele is appointed Vice Chair. Environmental Resources and Natural Resource Protection Committee, Representative Joe Hohenstein is appointed Secretary. Representative Paul Takak is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Mining. Representative Mary Isaacson is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Parks and Forests. Finance Committee, Representative Joe Webster is appointed Secretary. Representative Chris Rabb is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Tax Modernization and Reform. Games and Fishery, Representative Bob Mursky is appointed Vice Chair. Representative Joe Hohenstein is appointed Secretary. Gaming Oversight Committee, Representative Bob Mursky is appointed Vice Chair. Representative Jose Yadal is appointed Secretary. Health Committee, Representative Bridget Kozarowski is appointed Secretary. Representative Lisa Borowski is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Health Facilities. Representative Rick Krajewski is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Health Care. Housing and Community Development Committee, Representative Lindsay Powell is appointed Vice Chair. Representative Morgan Cephas is appointed Secretary. Human Services Committee, Representative Anthony Bellman is appointed Secretary. Representative Jessica Benham is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Mental Health. Representative Arvind Venkat is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Drugs and Alcohol. Insurance Committee, Representative Steve Malagari is appointed Vice Chair. Representative Greg Scott is appointed Secretary. Judiciary Committee, Representative Chris Paelli is appointed Secretary. Representative Dan Miller is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Crimes and Corrections. Representative Joe Hohenstein is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Courts. Representative Melissa Susterman is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Family Law. Labor and Industry Committee, Representative Greg Scott is appointed Secretary. Representative Jen O'Mara is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Employment and Unemployment Compensation. Representative Tim Brenneman is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Workers' Compensation and Worker Protection. Liquor Control Committee, Representative Joe McAndrew is appointed Secretary. Representative Mary Isaacson appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Licensing. Representative Lindsay Powell appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Marketing. Local Government Committee, Representative Christina Sappi is appointed Secretary. Representative Tara Probst is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Boroughs. Representative Kyle Donahue is appointed Chair of Subcommittee on Cities. Representative Liz Hambidge is appointed Chair on Subcommittee on Counties. Representative Lisa Borowski is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Townships. Professional Licensure Committee, Representative Bridget Kozarowski is appointed Vice Chair. Representative Bob Mursky is appointed Secretary. State Government Committee, Representative Nancy Genst is appointed Secretary. Representative Ben Sanchez is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Government Operations. Representative Christina Howard is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Government Information, Technology, and Communication. Representative Melissa Schusterman is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Government Integrity and Transparency. Representative Malcolm Kenyatta is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Public Pensions, Benefits, and Risk Management. Representative Joe Webster is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Campaign Finance and Elections. Tourism, Recreation, and Economic Development Committee. Representative Melissa Serrato is appointed Secretary. Representative Johanny Cepeda-Freites is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Arts and Entertainment. Representative Anthony Bellman is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Recreation. Representative Tim Brennan is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Travel, Promotion, History, and Heritage. Transportation Committee. Representative Mary Isaacson is appointed Secretary. Representative Anthony Bellman is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Highways. Representative Joe McAndrew is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Public Transportation. Representative Kyle Mullins is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Transportation Safety. Representative Josh Siegel is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Aviation. Representative Gina Curry is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Railroads. Representative Joe Hohenstein is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Ports. Veterans Affairs and Emergency Preparedness Committee. Representative Lisa Borowski is appointed Secretary. Representative Joe Webster is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Military and Veterans Facilities. And Representative Jen O'Mara is appointed Chair of the Subcommittee on Security, Emergency Response Readiness.
Chair thanks the gentleman. The Majority Leader moves that the following bills be removed from the tabled calendar and be placed on the active calendar. House Bill 27, House Bill 211, House Bill 257. Majority Leader moves that the following bills be recommitted to the Committee on Appropriations. House Bill 190, House Bill 201, House Bill 291, House Bill 324. For what purpose does the gentleman from Lackawanna County, Representative Mullins, rise?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and for a very sweet reminder of me having missed my son's 8th birthday, but I will do my best to make up for it starting here on the House floor. And as I make my way home, thank you, Madam Speaker, for waking me up.
Happy 8th birthday, Connor. For the information of the members, there will be no further votes. The House will come to order. Members, please take your seats. The Sergeant at Arms will clear the aisles. The chair is about to recognize Representative Lawrence, who will be making remarks regarding Big Elk Creek State Park and White Clay Creek Preserve in Chester County. The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, since August of 2024, a master planning task force has been meeting to propose a master plan for Big Elk Creek State Park in southern Chester County. At the January 21st, 2025 task force meeting, the Pennsylvania Department of Corrections and Natural Resources sought input from the master planning task force on the development of the master plan. As a number of members of the task force signed a statement regarding development of the master plan, and that statement is as follows. We, the undersigned members of the Big Elk Creek Park Task Force, appreciate the opportunity to contribute to the inception of the master plan for this treasured place. We believe the master plan must include the following: state redesignation from Big Elk Creek State Park to Big Elk Creek Preserve, a clear recognition that DCNR will honor the commitments made to the federal government, state officials, county officials, township officials, nonprofit organizations, and the public at large over the previous 15 years to steward Big Elk Creek Preserve solely as a wilderness area, limited to low-intensity passive recreational opportunities in keeping with DCNR's management of the White Clay Creek Preserve since 1984. A clear recognition that significant infrastructure, including overnight accommodations and concessions, are inappropriate given the commitment to low-intensity passive recreation opportunities within a wilderness area. And a clear recognition that DCNR will consult with Elk and Franklin Townships prior to constructing any infrastructure, and honor both townships' zoning codes. We believe that these commitments, recognizing the unique resources of the area and respecting the similar nature of the adjoining Fair Hill Natural Resources Area, White Clay Creek Preserve, Peacedale Preserve, and other locally preserved property will best serve the environment, the community, and the state for generations to come. Signed, Representative John Lawrence, Antia Consorto, Eileen Butler, Andrew Dinneman, James Nolan, Carmela Siliberti, Judy Jordan, Gary Schroeder, Michael Corcoran, and Henrietta Bellman. Madam Speaker, I appreciate the opportunity to memorialize this statement today here in the Hall of the House. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The chair thanks the gentleman from Chester County, the Chair of Commerce. Chair is in receipt of a motion from the gentleman from Lackawanna County, Representative Mullins, that the House now adjourn until Monday, February the 3rd, 2025 at 12 noon, unless sooner recalled by the Speaker. The questions on the motion, those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the House stands adjourned until Monday, February the 3rd, 2025 at 12 noon, unless sooner recalled by the Speaker.